Good morning, everybody. It's Rick Thomas from Obsolete Video Services. Hey, guys. All right. We've got this D2. We're in phase 3 of this repair, which is the whole mechanism areas on this thing, which is a real pain in the ass. All right, guys. I'm about to walk you through what it takes to fix one of these decks. And before anybody asks me, what do I charge to fix theirs? Because theirs are doing the same problem. It's going to be an expensive repair, so keep that in mind. This takes several days to fix one of these. It's a big unit, and you have to go through the whole machine because pretty much everything fails on these machines when these machines have been sitting for decades. So once you get one of these old machines, do not expect it just to work unless it's been used. If it's been sitting in storage, you are going to have severe problems with it. All right, we're going to walk you through today. Basically, I'm doing all the alignments now and repairs to the loading mechanism on the unit. And this is a dual cassette type of mechanism where you have a large shell and then you have a small shell. Two different shell sizes fit this. This is your small, and of course, this is your large up on top here. Now, this machine accommodates two different type of cassettes, but the biggest problem is the mechanisms are made like crap on these machines because they used a lot of stainless steel with combination of aluminum, which is not a very good combination because when they start to seize up due to lubrication and bonding with each other, the two metals like bond together when they sit for a long time. For some reason, the aluminum and stainless steel, they bond together so tight that they just don't move. And that's a very big problem with this machine because they'd use stainless steel and aluminum, and everything has to be broken apart manually, taken apart, relubricated, put back together, and all the alignments have to be completely redone on this machine. This takes several hours to do on this particular machine. All right. I did get a little work done on this morning, which took me a couple hours, and I just want to walk you through one of the severe problems with this deck. All right, in the bottom of the unit, you're going to see, all right, here's your two motors. Right now, this is in the position for a small cassette like that if it was engaged, okay? And that what would happen is these motors would slide back like that for the large shell cassettes, which are those up there, all right? These must be free moving. If they don't free move, you got a serious problem. Okay, as you can see, they move fine. They go up, they go down. All right, but that's not the biggest problem. All right, the biggest problem are the alignment apertures, which are here and here, which connects to a sensor, lets the machine know what position the cassette is in, either large or small. Those sensors have to be exact, and they have to be the alignments have to be correct with the up and down aperture spindles, which are here and here, which connect down on the bottom of the machine to a gear, which I have to clean, which rotates the motors up and down like so, okay? So all this has to be taken apart, redone, relubricated, and all realigned back to where it belongs. This thing here is a plastic gear. All the gook has got to be cleaned out of these gears before I reinstall it, and then this belt goes on a little drive motor that's below this unit. That all controls these motors for your small shell, large shell. All right, all this has got to be free moving. On every one of these D2s I have ever worked on, everything is like a rock. I mean, it's seriously seized up, and sometimes I can't even break them loose. I mean, they're so bad from sitting. But on this particular situation, we were very lucky on this. I got to it in time before the metals really got to a point where you couldn't move them, and but we actually did get this freed up. So as you can see, we got the two loading motors up, small shell, large shell, voila, done. Okay, now the biggest problem is these spindles right here. Now, these were hard as a rock. I literally had to mess with them for about an hour to get them freed up. So now, as you can see, they move. See how they move? One position, two position. One position, two position. One position, two position. See how they're moving? Now, that's what they're supposed to do. Because they move, like when it spins to what size, you'll see it'll cover up that sensor and tells you that there's a large shell in there. Or if it's in this position, that means it's the small shell configuration. That's very important that these have to be freed up. But in most cases, they are so far gone, and you can't even free them up. They are so bad. I mean, I've run into decks like this that are a disaster, and you just can't do anything. But this guy's very lucky because I messed with this for about 2 hours. Took some freeing up lubrication to get these freed up. So now we got these freed up, and we'll be able to make those connections, and they should work properly. So basically, the motor should go up and down like this. These should spin in relatively different positions. If they don't spin, which 9 times out of a million they don't, you're screwed. That will cause what's called loading error and ejection error, that type of thing, because these things are not moving. This is a very, very big factor in this machine. These have to be freed up. They have to be working, and they have to have the perfect alignment. If the alignment is even off, they will not work. And then when you install your motion gear on the bottom, which attaches to a motor, which actually spins these 2 apertures, which spins the motors in position, all this works together. But it's a real pain in the ass to work on this machine. As you can see, you got to remove all the cards on the bottom just to get to this little mechanism on the bottom, and then it's a freaking nightmare. So if you're going to ask me how much I charge to work on one of these decks, I won't even touch one of these for less than $2,500. The work is just extensive. There's an awful lot of work to fix one of these, and it's insane. And then I got to go up in here and fix the dried out areas on this particular loading section. The motors dry out, and I got to get in there and do it, and I got to remove things. It's a major piece of equipment, major machinery, and you have to strip it down in areas just to get the lubrication and get the alignments done. So anyways, guys, as you can see, we freed up the motors, the loading motors, small shell, large shell, large shell. But the main problem is the bodice of the mechanisms below, which have to be totally broken loose or taken out and redone and re-lubricated and put back in. Really hard. This is the problem on these machines. This part right here, when these seize and you can't get them moving ever again, and they're just locked in position, I don't care how much lubrication or any type of rust break in the oil or whatever you want to do, it's not going to break these loose. I've tried everything under the sun, and I've had several of these machines over the years. If you can't get these loose after everything you try, you're pretty much screwed. But as you can see, we got them loose, and we're going to put all that mechanisms back together again after I get everything, kind of aligned up and all that type of thing. I get the alignment done, and we'll get these in place. But these have to be in perfect moving motion, or you're going to be screwed. That controls your motors going in and out, and then this part here on the bottom controls the movement of these so the motors can go up and down. So it's like I said, guys, servicing a D2 is a lot of work. So just wanted to run that by you and show you guys what type of work is involved. So hope you enjoy this video.